Hi loves, Julia here, and today I will be telling you everything you wanted to know about this Sugarpill Fun Size Too palette. Well, at least I think that's everything. Feel free to prove me wrong in the comments if you disagree and ask whatever you wanted to ask, but in this video we will be swatching this beauty. We will be reviewing it, and of course I will also be answering the important question whether or not it is so similar to the Fun Size 1, the first Fun Size palette, as everyone says, or whether they're completely different. And also I will be certainly showing you the tutorial for this look that I did with this palette. Well, here I used it along with some liquid lipsticks, but I didn't use any other eyeshadows. Also, I tried to use every shade in the palette, and I used all of them except this one, the loading one, which is a peachy coral shade. And of course I have the palette swatched when it was new. You can see all the colors close up, see how beautiful they are. So let's start by swatching it and showing you how the colors really look. I have transparent primer on my arm right here, and let's dip into the shades. Power Up, Grind, Button Mash, and Final Boss. Critical Hit, Double Jump, Layer 2, Elixir, Loading. And let me just give you a second layer of the darkest shades. I will explain why in a moment. So here are all the pretty colors swatched. Now comes the review on the palette, aka my opinion on the shades. Overall, I'm very happy with the palette. However, I would give it a 9 out of 10, although normally I would give a Sugarpill palette a 10 out of 10. Let me just quickly explain what I mean. I feel like they pressed the shadows a little bit harder than usual in this palette, so that gives you almost zero fallout, however a bit less pigmentation, which is especially noticeable in these shades that are darker. Like, guys, that's a minor thing, so they still are pigmented, they still show up. It's just like, you know, you need maybe a teeny bit of layering compared to other palettes, and I'm just, you know, so used to Sugarpill palettes being perfect that I just feel the need to point that out, and you know, that's it. And also the blendability of this shade felt slightly worse than the usual blendability of the Sugarpill palettes, which is awesome, which is like the standard for me, the highest standard. So just, you know, so that you understand that there are some flaws that I see with this palette, but they're very minor. So if somebody would ask me, you know, knowing all that, would I buy it? Absolutely, I would. I'm very satisfied with it. Oh, and one last but definitely not the least thing to mention about the quality, that the staying power of the Sugarpill eyeshadows is wonderful. So even if you have super oily lids like I do, they can really stay on all day. With a primer, sure, but like without a primer nothing stays on oily lids at all, so that's kind of understood. But they will not go anywhere. And now let me show you how it compares to the Fun Size 1 palette. I have a video about that one too, which is kind of an old one and maybe not that good as this one. However, let me just show you the two. I have too few hands. 2 hands are not enough. The two side by side. So this is the first Fun Size and this is the second one. Here you can see the colors, and a lot of people say that they are very similar. I disagree. So the emerald here is way lighter than here. Now this one has an olive green, this one has light grass green. The yellows are different. Here the yellow is grungy and here it's a pastel yellow. The pinks are completely different. Here we have a dark pink and a very pastel pink, and here we have two bright pinks, a cooler one and a warmer one. Here we have a red, which we don't have here. The oranges are, this one is more coral based and this one is more yellow based. Well, as for this coral loading shade, we don't have anything like that here at all. As for the blue and purple, they might seem a little bit similar on camera, but in reality they are not. This one is a periwinkle blue, and the one next to it is a warm purple, and this one is a cool indigo purple and a pastel blue. So I personally think they are not similar. They are very different, and they actually complete each other very well. I'm really looking forward to doing a look with them together, and I feel like usually the people who say that they're so similar are the people who are not that much into color, so they mostly use more neutral makeup shades, and sometimes they have a pop of color, and basically they just say, well, they're both matte rainbow small palettes. Yeah, That's true, that's true. But that doesn't mean they're similar. If you're into color, if you like, you know, different colors in your makeup, if you like using a lot of them, you know, not just one or two colors that you like, then I think you will not find these two palettes similar. I think they really complete each other well, and especially, let me tell you, my favorite is of course this blue purple shade, because I love purple, and a shade like that is very rare. The only possible dupe I can think of is in the Novena Volume 2 palette, which is way worse in quality than the Sugarpill one, so you decide for yourself. I have showed you what I have, and right now let's go to the tutorial for this look so that you know how to recreate it for Halloween with the pumpkins. And if you don't want to do it for Halloween, if you want to do just regular beauty look, you can basically just recreate the eye makeup without the pumpkins. Let's dive in! First, use the shade Critical Hit to sketch out your outer corner. A dark pink is always a nice start. So draw that outer V, fill it in, and blend the border of this color inwards on your eyelid with the same brush. Then use the shade Final Boss, which is the beautiful indigo purple, a blue-based one, and fill the second space on your lid. Then use the shade Button Mash as your third color. Blend the colors together as you go. And after that, use the baby blue called Elixir, almost in your inner corner but not quite. Blend it with the green, and Power Up, the yellow shade, goes in the very inner corner of the eye. After that, you kind of blended the colors together between themselves, but you also need to blend the border of the colors and the skin. So clean your brush off a piece of tissue or just use a clean brush and blend this border well. And to have an even smoother design, an even smoother blend, you can use a blending brush and the shade Double Jump, that is the baby pink one, above the Critical Hit and slightly above the Final Boss. And then the shade Elixir, the baby blue, above the Final Boss, above the Button Mash, above Elixir, and after that do your ombre eyeliner. I do have a tutorial on how to do an ombre liner which shows the whole process way better, including how to blend the colors together. You can find the link in the description if you want to watch it after this video. Add some mascara, of course, and now we are doing the lower lid. Use the shade Grind, an olive green, then use the Player 2, which is a kind of a coralish orange, and then the Double Jump, the light pink, once again. The lower lid is ready, and now let's sketch the pumpkins. So let's go to the Halloween design. I'm using the liquid lipsticks, of which you see the names on your screen. And first of all, I'm drawing the circles. I'm taking care that the second circle is not bigger than the first one, because I can always make it a little bigger, but I don't want to go back to the first one and make that one bigger, and so forth and so forth. So I'm painting the green, the blue, the purple, the orange, and the pink circles. And these will be the lighter shades in the pumpkins. So I'm going to go over with darker eyeshadows. And I'm using the Button Mash on the green to sketch out the border of the pumpkin, the side where the curve goes, and these folds in the pumpkins. Here goes the Final Boss on top of the blue and on top of the purple. Since it blends in with the liquid lipstick, the colors are a bit different. Same with the Critical Hit, which goes on top of the orange and on top of the pink. And after that, you want to make jack-o'-lanterns out of your pumpkins, so you use a yellow liquid lipstick, draw the eyes like the triangles turned upside down, then draw the smile, and for the carved teeth, just put little brush strokes, like one on top and two on the bottom, or vice versa. And that way your jack-o'-lanterns are ready. And the final thing that you need to do is add some branches so that the pumpkins seem super realistic. See how they match the nails? Oh, this is so fun. Here are also the eye close-ups, which will also fit any glam look that he might be doing without the pumpkins. So here is your final 2-in-1 look, Halloween like this and glam like this without the pumpkins. Now please let me know what you think of the Fun Size 2 palette. Do you have it? Are you planning to get it? And what kind of impression it gives you in general. And of course I recommend you to watch these other colorful makeup videos, and I will see you there. Bye loves!